Hello guys, I'm Oliver, and you're learning Hungarian. So in this video, I will be going into depth on the pronunciation of the Hungarian consonants. There's not too many of them, 20 something. The tricky part is that there are some which do not exist in English, and some that do exist in English but are represented differently. Let's dive right in. I will be separating the Hungarian consonants into 3 different groups for this video. Friends, which are the same in both English and Hungarian, false friends, which exist in both but are represented differently, and strangers, which do not exist in English as distinct letters. The friends category contains the letters B, D, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, B, T, V, X, and Z. All these letters make the same sound as they do in English. It's just important to note that the G always makes a hard G sound, like in game or garlic, and never a soft J sound, like in geography. Category number 2, false friends, includes the letters Z, Ch, Z, J, Ye, Ye, Q, Sh, S, and W. The letter C always makes an unvoiced sound, like the TS at the end of the word hats or bits. The CS letter makes a ch sound, like in the word march or cherry. The DZ is the voiced variant of the C, so it makes a z sound, like the DS at the end of the word beds or dads. The one and only triple letter in Hungarian, DZS, makes the same sound as the J would in English, J as in jail or adjust. The Hungarian J, on the other hand, always makes a y sound, like in yellow or maybe. The LY is pronounced the exact same way as the J. It makes a y sound as well. The Q is only used in loanwords, but when you do come across it, you should say it as a K and a V put together. One S by itself will make the sh sound, like in shame or wash, but when it's combined with a Z to make an SZ, it will make the S sound, like in snake or waste. And finally, the W. The W is only used in loanwords, but when it is used, you have to pronounce it as if it was a letter V, so like in vanity or adventure. The third and last group is what are called strangers. These are the letters that don't have twins within the English language, so we'll have to try a bit harder to explain them. This group includes y, ny, r, t, and j. So for the y sound, what you want to do is take a d and a y sound right after each other and say them faster and faster until they merge, if you get what I mean. Dia, 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 dia. It's a bit like the d in British, during, except softer. If you can't manage to pronounce this, just stick with the dy, dia sound, and you will still be understood perfectly fine. Next up is the ñ. This should be familiar to Spanish speakers because it's the same sound as the N with the tilde on top. Just imagine saying the word piñata. This one should be pretty simple. Now we have the Hungarian R, which is supposed to be slightly rolled, and I would love to give you a good example, but I can't roll my R's to save my life. I've been practicing by saying répa, retek, magyaró. Now, as you may or may not be able to tell, that was straight up horrible, and I'm ashamed not to be able to pronounce my native language properly, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. Alright, the next stranger letter we are covering is the ky sound. If you can't say that, I would recommend doing the same thing you did with the y sound, except instead of taking a D and a Y, this time try taking a T and a Y and slowly merge them together until they form a single ky. If you're into linguistics like I am and understand some of the terminology, you can look at this sound as a little bit like the unvoiced version of the y sound. And last but not least, we have the j sound. This is the sound that English uses in the word garage. If you speak French, you will be able to recognize that this is a common sound in French, like in the words manger ou jambe. And that's it. And now you know how to say all the Hungarian consonants, and with a bit of practice, you'll sound almost like a native speaker. If you're interested in learning how to pronounce the Hungarian vowels as well, I have a separate video on that. The link is in the description. That's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed and maybe even learned something, and I hope to see you guys next time. Cheers.